My favorite pastime is reading creepypastas. Ironic, isn't it? Oh well, now part of my life is just one story among the rest. My best friend told me that he works for Nintendo. I just laughed and said, yeah right. He glared back at me claiming he'd send me evidence. I just rolled my eyes with a shrug, but I'd be proven wrong. When I got home, I was alone, but I didn't really care. My phone buzzed indicating that I'd gotten a text. Hey, check your email. I sighed. It was my friend. I'm pretty sure it was still a prank, but I obliged. I opened my account, seeing an email from him. I clicked on it. I know you don't believe me, but please, just check out these photos. I scrolled down and gasped. There were 10 pictures, all from a Pokemon game. Each showed its subject clearly. The first thing I noted was that the region was Hoenn. Now you may think it was Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, but these graphics were so much better than the others. I took out my phone to see that I had a text. Cool, right? This time I responded. Awesome. Hey, what game is this? Delta Emerald. I freaked. Emerald was my favorite game, and he knew it. I immediately wanted it. Picking up my phone again, I started to type the request, but he beat me to it. I mailed you a copy a few days earlier, for free, before it's even announced. Thank you. Thank you so much. Then I realized that I'd forgotten to check the mail. Inside, there was just one package. Pokemon Delta Emerald. I snatched out the mailbox and raced upstairs. I lifted my 3DS XL from its case and gently inserted the new cartridge. I turned on the DS and pushed the A button. Rayquaza roared and the game began. Selecting new game, I went through the setup and started my adventure. Delta Emerald was the hardest Pokemon game I've ever played. Even with my winter break, I still spent a good amount of time playing each day for a week. Finally though, I beat Steven. I was so excited, because I knew I was at the best part. Delta episode. I nearly screeched with joy. My favourite part. It all began as normal, which was a little bit disappointing, but I knew it would end up being different. When I finally reached Sky Tower, I was exhausted. I saved in front of Rayquaza and went to bed. When I woke up, I was so excited. I immediately opened the game and interacted with the dragon. The fight began. I was surprised to see that my Pokemon were different. But instead of the cliche freaking out, I was ecstatic. Special Pokemon for a special boss. Rayquaza was tough. He took out my 5 Pokemon and I was sure I would lost. That is, until I saw my last Pokemon. Oh my Arceus, yes. I sent out the literal god Pokemon. Thinking that I had this win in the bag, I selected Judgment and Arceus is frozen with fear. What? This is cool. Game Freak really went all out on this one. Rayquaza used Life Drain. Now, I was getting a bit worried. Arceus was losing health. Fast. Arceus has fainted. Then the words glitched and it read, Arceus has died. Rayquaza leveled up to level 100. This is getting even weirder. Rayquaza is evolving. Rayquaza has evolved into Kuryu. That was when I finally freaked. Rayquaza was distorted and grotesque. It had the basic shape of its Mega, but it was black, like it was shiny. The corners of its mouth were twisted, forming a cross between a demonic smile and a lonely pout. The pincers were just stained red, just like its empty eye sockets. Kuryu had longer claws and its body was twisted as well. Worse than its appearance was its cry. The first part was the distorted scream of Arceus, followed by a demonic remix of Rayquaza's cry, and then it ended with static. A text box popped up. I'm lonely. Stay with me? Despite his plea, I made the worst mistake you could make in these situations. I just turned it off. Again, I made a terrible mistake. I turned the game back on, hoping that this was a one-time occurrence. It wasn't. The game started with terrible static. Why? Don't you like me? I thought you would stay. The static quieted. So, you made your choice. I haven't made mine. I will always stay with you. I took out the cartridge and threw it out the window. I can only hope that that was enough. My screen flickered on. I screamed because Kiryu was staring right at me. I will always stay with you. There is no other option. I mashed the power button so hard, I almost broke it. Perhaps I valued my DS too much, but I refused to get rid of it. With the vow never to play it again, I went down to the garden and retrieved my game. Removing the hacked data on my DS wasn't very hard. My friend didn't hide his coding very well. Either way, I'll never trust him again. And next time I encounter a Rayquaza, I'm not taking any chances. Thank you for listening to the end. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon to make sure you never miss a story.